Welcome to the Florida College Access Network 2020 Workforce Education Innovator Awards. Each year, FCAN recognizes college and career professionals who go the extra mile, working tirelessly to support students in building brighter futures utilizing innovative strategies. FCAN is pleased to honor Julia Kasper, College and Career Advisor with the South Plantation High School, as a 2020 Workforce Education Innovator. Julia is committed to ensuring her students know all of their options for future success. She helps students identify their areas of interest and then brings in speakers to talk about their careers in those areas, as well as exposing her students to other fields. She encourages students to job shadow adults at work to get a sense of whether a particular career is truly of interest and help set up job shadowing opportunities for her students. As a workforce education innovator, Julia played a key role in bringing Florida's first EMT program and established it at a traditional high school. She saw the need to expand opportunities for students of color in first responder career fields and worked with Barry University until the program began at South Plantation High School. More students are now qualifying for Bright Futures at her school, increasing 21.6% over the last 2 school years, and the percent of her students of color for Bright Futures now outpaces the state. Julia has expanded their college fair to now incorporate career exploration. She worked with the Plantation Chamber of Commerce and the State of Florida Apprenticeship Department to provide speakers who could share information about their careers and to recruit and hire students for technical programs and jobs. Even though Julia works heavily with juniors and seniors, she gets students in 9th and 10th grades thinking early about their futures. Listening to her students' goals and connecting them to job shadowing opportunities, as well as helping students of color consider first responder career fields, is why FCAN is so thrilled to honor Julia as a 2020 Workforce Education Innovator. Congratulations, Julia.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited about this.
Well, the awards committee was so excited to see your work and see the ways that you are helping students truly understand that there's many pathways to success, and you've expanded the ways your students can connect with future opportunities. Most notably, your school has brought in the first EMT program in Florida. How did that come about, and how has that helped your students begin to see future career possibilities that they might consider?
A lot of times as I work with juniors and seniors when they're selecting their career choices, they want to be nurses and doctors. Mm-hmm. And I really saw that field needs to be opened up, especially when I saw the training that it takes and the hands-on activities that utilize to become a firefighter paramedic. So I decided to have these panels come in where they can actually meet people in the field. And I made sure I had multiple people on campus for the presentation. For instance, I always want to have multicultural. I want to have males, females, and in different positions in that field. So we started doing that about 5 years ago, and then it just started rolling from there. And I really realized my great-grandmother was a teacher, my grandmother was a teacher, my mom was a teacher, so I'm a teacher. And sometimes in the household, if maybe their mom is a nurse and their aunt is a nurse, then they want to become a nurse. So I feel if I was exposed to the medical field, maybe I would have chosen. I love my profession, but maybe I would have been exposed to more. So I said, let's open up the medical field and really expose them to everything. There's CNAs, there are physician's assistants. So Nova Southeastern partnered with us, and they actually bring the students in that are in the school. And that's another area. When they came in, they were not diverse. And I had to call the school and say, I need a diverse group to come in. And as they see there's not a lot of multicultural and diversity in the PA schools, that opens the doors for kids, and they can learn how can we afford to go to medical school and undergrad if this is your area of interest. So we started with the panels coming with students so they can actually try on the firefighter uniform. They can meet. We worked with Davie Fire Rescue, actually the first fire chief the first female fire chief in the state of Florida, is a South Plantation graduate. So she came back to speak to the kids, and she just hired some students from our school, and our first female quarterback from South Plantation, I think she was actually the first one in the state, she is now a Davie firefighter.
Nice.
So it's all coming around and it's working, and we're really excited about the work that we're doing. But once we opened the eyes to the students, and I also saw that it's a need for the workforce for the students, so they want to be diverse. The fire departments want to be diverse. Julie Downey, the chief of Davie, expressed how she wants her department to reflect the community, and there aren't enough females in there. So then when I speak to my minorities and my females, and then they have another language and they're interested in medical, it goes through the roof. And then we have 50% of our students going to a 4-year college, which is phenomenal. But there's the other 50% that can go right into the workforce, or sometimes with 6-month training can go and be CNA, or go in to help maybe the court system with court reporting. I have several students now interested in the sonogram field, which is a 2-year program at Broward College, which does not require a 4-year degree. And then when I saw the firefighting profession and how lucrative it is for our students, so we definitely got the kids interested in this field. We actually took 30 students, about my 3rd year doing the fire presentation, a bus with females and males going out to the Broward Fire Academy to expose them and actually see what Fire Academy would look like. Nice. And when we got back on the bus and went to lunch, some of the girls got off and said, "Thank you, no thanks. This is not for me." And I'm so glad we did that, because it's so important for kids to know what they love, what they aren't going to like. So maybe that helps them make choices. Kids need to know what they do want to do and what they don't want to do. And the fire departments have just been great in working with our students. And then I work with a phenomenal principal who never says no, an administration who never says no. The faculty sees the benefit of these kids. It helps with attendance. It helps with discipline. When kids know what they want to do and they have a drive and they're in something in that field, they're going to come to school and they're going to perform. So the faculty has gotten behind this also. So with a whole school help, they all wanted this in our school also. So I really have to thank Broward County and working with my principal to see the area and the need for these minorities, for multicultural kids to be exposed to this, and to be able to walk out of high school with an EMT certification where you can go and make a $24,000 a year job at any hospital with just EMT. We have to expose kids to this and let them know that there are ways to make money. And then also Broward General offers tuition reimbursement. BSO, if these kids come out with a 2-year degree and go are able to get a job as a firefighter and make $50,000, their city or their county that they work for will pay for college. BSO, Broward Sheriff's Office, pays for college. Make 50 grand, become debt free, and they can go earn their 4-year degree.
That's what I love about your story, because you're not, as one teacher said, students can't be what they can't see. So the first step is that exposure piece, but then the other piece is these are high growth career paths with employers who value education. So as they want to stack future credentials, whether it's more certification or an associate's or a bachelor's degree, they're now working for an employer that will pay for that and take care of that for them. And so this is a real opportunity to move forward right out of high school with their first they've already earned their first credential, and there's really nothing stopping them from there.
Nope, it's not easy. I do have to say, I mean, it is hard work. It's just a different work, and they love the hands-on. And one of the pictures that I love is them working with one of the figurines that they use, and all the equipment too that they have in the classroom. They love it. It's really hiring the right instructor Mrs. Henschel, my principal too, searched, and we found an amazing instructor, and that's a great key to that also.
One of the other things that you mentioned is how important partnerships with organizations in your community. You talked about your fire department and your sheriff's office and how all of these different sectors really were open to collaborating. And how did those partnerships come about, and how how did you help them see their own role, and why it's good for them to partner with their schools?
Yes, great question, because that collaboration does need to take place. We would not have been able to do this, of course, without Berry University and Broward Sheriff's Office, and the Plantation Fire Rescue is a volunteer department, but they've been helpful in this also. They have a recruit program and a cadet program where students can start beginning that whole exposure. But when my principal hired me, she definitely wanted to bring on campus a college and career fair. So it has grown. Now we have almost 80 booths at our college and career fair. Wow. And on campus where kids don't have to miss school. I'm not busing them out anywhere. And they dress up and they learn how to speak to adults. They're not texting, they're not tweeting, they're dressed up. And you should see all the answers I get from all the vendors is that, wow, the kids looked amazing. They just are so professional looking. So we like to expose them to that. Then once that goes out in the community, no matter where I go, when I'm at Wells Fargo has been an amazing partner to us. And they come in with the kind of classes for kids that we did for the juniors and seniors, how to open a checking account, how to open a savings account. And that kind of goes back to our other question where the students say, why didn't I know this sooner? So this will help them in their career as well. And then they talk about the banking careers and how those are changing and what might be available to students. And they do hire students at 18 years of age. So they also are coming to our college and career fair to gather resumes. The councilman, city councilman, and some of the businesses from the chamber also came when we did an interview day. And I have to say, the college and career fair is an amazing day. And the second day of the whole year was this interview one-on-one with adults. I never knew how powerful it would be until we started it. And these kids come in and they are so nervous. And it's a month of prepping, talking with one-on-one with students. But when they come in and they meet a real adult, because they're not even used to interviewing. Right. So they come in and they learn how to shake a hand, which hopefully we can get back to that when the virus is died down. Dressing professionally, learning how to speak to someone. And then the feedback from the adults is unreal. And they come in and they meet students. They are blown away at the maturity. And then the students walk away and they said that probably was the best thing of the year for them. We talked about sharing ideas. I got the idea from another school. So we just have to really share what works out there.
That's right. And, you don't want a student to have the first time they're interviewing be when it really matters, when it really counts, where they could, make or break getting a job. So having the opportunity to practice is so critical. Well, Julia, I just want to thank you for taking the time today to share your story and congratulate you for being a workforce education innovator. Your examples are just inspiring us, our team, and we hope it inspires communities and your peers throughout the state. So thank you so much.
It's all about the kids.
It is.
Thank
Congratulations.
You.